Welcome to my channel StarWire Daily. Please share and subscribe and press the bell icon for new updates. Picture this: the flash of 1,000 cameras, the whispers of fashion critics, and in the center of it all, one fearless young woman who just redefined what it means to own your spotlight. Paris Jackson stepped out last night, and honey, she didn't just make an entrance. She made a statement that's got everyone talking, gasping, and frankly, taking notes. When you're the daughter of the king of pop, every move you make is scrutinized, every outfit dissected, every public appearance becomes a moment in history. But Paris? She's learned to play this game better than anyone ever expected. And last night's look? It was pure poetry in motion, wrapped in sheer fabric and controversy. Let me paint you a picture of what went down. The paparazzi were already circling like vultures outside the exclusive gallery opening in West Hollywood. You know how it is. Another Tuesday night, another A-list event where careers are made and reputations can crumble faster than you can say wardrobe malfunction. But nobody was prepared for what Paris Jackson had in store. At exactly 8:47 p.m., a sleek black car pulled up to the velvet rope. The door opened, and out stepped Paris, moving with the kind of confidence that can only come from years of living under the most intense spotlight imaginable. She paused for just a moment, and in that heartbeat of silence, you could feel the energy shift. Every photographer, every blogger, every fashion insider suddenly stopped what they were doing. Because what Paris was wearing wasn't just an outfit. It was a manifesto. The sheer top clung to her frame like liquid moonlight, strategic cutouts, and delicate embroidery creating shadows and light in all the right places. But here's where it gets interesting. This wasn't your typical see-through scandal piece. This was high fashion with a capital H, custom-made by an up-and-coming designer whose name you're going to want to remember. Zara Khalil, a 26-year-old Lebanese-American artist who's been quietly revolutionizing what it means to blend modesty with sensuality. And that ruffled skirt? Pure genius. Layers upon layers of midnight blue tulle that seemed to float around her legs like she was walking through a dream. Every step created this hypnotic movement, like watching poetry being written in fabric. The contrast was stunning. The structured, revealing top paired with this ethereal, almost fairy tale bottom half. But let's talk about what this look really means, because if you think this was just Paris throwing on some pretty clothes, you're missing the bigger picture entirely. See, Paris Jackson has been on a journey. Not just the typical child star finding herself journey, though that's part of it. This is deeper. This is about a young woman who grew up knowing that every single thing she did would be compared to her father's legacy, who spent years trying to figure out where Michael Jackson's daughter ends and Paris Jackson begins. Remember when she was just that shy little girl hiding behind veils at her father's memorial service? Fast forward to today, and she's become this fearless advocate for mental health, LGBTQ+ rights, and authentic self-expression. But the fashion world? That's been her secret weapon all along. Fashion insiders have been whispering about Paris's style evolution for months now. Gone are the days of predictable red carpet safe choices. This girl has been working with some of the most cutting-edge stylists in the business. People like Marcus Chun, who's dressed everyone from Zendaya to Timothée Chalamet, and Sarah Rodriguez, the woman behind some of Billie Eilish's most iconic looks. But here's what makes last night different. This wasn't style by committee. Sources close to Paris tell us she handpicked every single element of this look herself. She spent weeks working directly with Zara Khalil, sharing mood boards, discussing her vision, even sitting for multiple fittings to ensure every detail was perfect. And perfect it was. The way the sheer fabric caught the gallery's ambient lighting created this almost supernatural glow around her. Fashion photographer James Morrison, who was there documenting the event, later told reporters that he'd never seen anything quite like it. She looked like art come to life, he said. Every angle, every movement, it was like she was part of the exhibition itself. But let's be real, not everyone was here for Paris's bold choice. Social media exploded within minutes, and, as always with Paris, the reactions were intense. The fashion police were out in full force, with some critics calling the look too much and attention-seeking. But for every negative comment, there were 10 more praising her courage, her artistry, her refusal to play it safe. Supermodel and fashion icon Naomi Campbell posted on her Instagram story just hours later a single photo of Paris from the event with 3 fire emojis and the caption "Fearless." Celebrity stylist Rachel Zoe weighed in too, sharing her thoughts on her podcast the very next morning. What Paris understands that so many young stars don't is that fashion is a language. And last night, she spoke fluently. The ripple effects are still happening. Zara Khalil's Instagram followers tripled overnight. The gallery sold out of its entire collection by noon the next day. And fashion blogs from Vogue to Harper's Bazaar are calling it one of the most memorable looks of the year. But here's what I find most fascinating about all of this. Paris didn't just wear a daring outfit and hope for the best. Every single detail was intentional. The jewelry? Vintage pieces from her father's personal collection, mixed with contemporary pieces from Black-owned jewelry designers. The makeup? A collaboration with celebrity makeup artist Pat McGrath, creating a look that was both ethereal and edgy. Even her hair told a story. Those loose, romantic waves weren't accidental. They were a direct homage to old Hollywood glamour, but with a modern twist that made the whole look feel fresh and contemporary. Her hairstylist, Jennifer Yepes, later revealed that they spent hours perfecting the texture, using a combination of vintage techniques and cutting-edge products. And can we talk about her confidence for a moment? Because watching the video footage from that night, what strikes you isn't just how stunning she looked, it's how completely comfortable she seemed in her own skin. This is someone who's found her voice, her style, her place in the world. The walk from the car to the gallery entrance took maybe 30 seconds, but those 30 seconds captured something magical. You can see it in the way she moved, the way she smiled at the photographers, the way she stopped to chat with fans who'd been waiting outside for hours. This wasn't someone putting on a show. This was someone genuinely enjoying the moment. Inside the gallery, witnesses say Paris was completely in her element. She spent time with each piece in the exhibition, engaging in deep conversations with the artists, asking thoughtful questions about their process and inspiration. She wasn't there to be seen. She was there to see, to learn, to connect. And that's what makes Paris Jackson such a fascinating figure in today's celebrity landscape. In an era where so much of fame feels manufactured, calculated, strategic, she brings this raw authenticity that's become increasingly rare. The sheer top and ruffled skirt weren't just fashion choices. They were statements about femininity, about power, about the right to define yourself on your own terms. In a world that's constantly trying to put her in a box labeled Michael Jackson's daughter, Paris keeps breaking free, keeps surprising us, keeps evolving. Fashion critic Andre Leon Talley once said that true style isn't about the clothes, it's about the person wearing them. And last night, Paris Jackson proved that she's not just wearing fashion. She's creating it, living it, embodying it in ways that feel both timeless and completely of the moment. The aftermath continues to unfold. Designers are reportedly reaching out to Paris's team, hoping to collaborate on future projects. Fashion Week organizers are extending invitations. Magazine editors are booking cover shoots. But perhaps most importantly, young women everywhere are taking note. Paris Jackson has become this unexpected beacon of self-expression, showing that you don't have to choose between being taken seriously and being glamorous, between honoring your family legacy and creating your own path. The comments on her social media posts from that night tell the whole story. Thousands of young women sharing their own stories of finding confidence, of learning to embrace their bodies, of refusing to dim their light for anyone else's comfort. "Thank you for showing me that being different is beautiful," wrote one fan. "You inspire me to be brave with my style," wrote another. And isn't that what fashion is really about? Not just the clothes, but the way they make us feel, the conversations they start, the barriers they break down. As we wrap up this deep dive into Paris Jackson's show-stopping moment, one thing is crystal clear. This young woman is just getting started. She's carved out her own space in the fashion world, and she's doing it with a grace, intelligence, and fearlessness that would make her father proud. The sheer top and ruffled skirt, might have been the talk of the night, but the real story is about a young woman who's learned to use fashion as a form of self-expression, advocacy, and art. She's not just wearing clothes, she's wearing her truth. What do you think about Paris Jackson's bold fashion choice? Are you here for this fearless approach to red carpet dressing? Or do you think she's pushing the boundaries too far? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I genuinely love hearing your perspectives on these cultural moments that shape how we think about fashion and fame. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into celebrity style and the stories behind the looks that get everyone talking, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. We're diving deep into the fashion choices that define our cultural conversation, the style moments that matter, and the personalities who aren't afraid to push boundaries and start conversations. Trust me, you won't want to miss what we have coming up next. We're getting into some seriously juicy fashion drama that's been brewing behind the scenes in Hollywood. And let's just say, some of your favorite stars might not be who you think they are when the cameras stop rolling.